here. Let's go back.
I'm literally just not even gonna reply to this idiot in the chat because Boston literally has like so many Hall of Famers, so many jerseys retired. I mean, Christ, Boston, the only single-digit jersey you can even wear in Boston is number 6 because the rest of them are all retired. Like, saying Bobby Orr is all Boston had is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Absolutely, like, you have no knowledge of hockey whatsoever if you think that. Obviously, you don't know some of the greatest players of all time, like Eddie Shore, Milt Schmidt, Johnny Busick, Phil Esposito, Ray Bork, Cam Neely. Like, the list for the Bruins is miles long. So this brain-dead fool that obviously knows zero about hockey thinks that he's, like, a smart-ass in the chat. It's, like, the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. Brad Park. Let me keep going on here. I mean, the list is absolutely insane. Then, I'm literally just not even going to reply to this idiot in the chat because that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Absolutely, like, you have no knowledge of hockey whatsoever if you think that. Obviously, Bruins is miles long, so this brain-dead fool that obviously knows zero about hockey thinks that he's, like, a smart-ass in the chat. It's, like, the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Is that you are overstating how bad she is and using things that aren't 100% true to justify it, just like the stuff you said about Biden. Everything I said about Biden is true, you fucking idiots!
Hey, what's up, you guys? Hope you enjoyed that intro. A little throwback to some old school idubbbz content cop. So off the wall hockey. I don't hate the guy, but sometimes he gives me these Hassan Piker vibes. I have 4 reasons why I unsubscribed from him. This will be the first reason. Let's see here. I say in the chat, I heard the only way to watch Super Bowl next year is through Amazon. Let's just play what he says.
That definitely is not
Hold on, let me fix that audio.
going to happen, Joe. That is not going to happen. They want as many people as possible watching the Super Bowl. There's no way they're only going to make it available to the, select people that have Amazon. No.
See he puts off this vibe that, like, oh, I'm smarter, like I'm the smartest. Keep playing.
No way. They're going to want that to be nationally televised, not just across the U.S., but across the entire world. I don't believe that would actually ever happen. Yeah, no, I don't think I want to go to Winnipeg and Edmonton in the winter. That would probably be a trip that I would want to make either early in the season, in like October, or late in.
So here I say, like, it's not like I didn't come up with this. Like, I heard some NFL, like, knowledgeable people saying this, that it could happen, right? I'm not saying for sure, but so here I'm telling him, like, smarter people than me spread the rumor, right? And he doesn't really like that I mentioned smarter people than me, right? So.
The season in like March or like April would be good. I definitely don't want to go to Winnipeg in like January. No thanks. No thanks. Probably got like 2 feet of snow on the ground.
And like, I don't care if he makes fun of me or anything. It's just
Well, Joe, I was a communication major in college, so like I kind of learned about like how TV and all of that works, like how just like media in general works, and there.
So he's like, okay, I'm smart. I'm smarter. Blah blah blah.
There is no way that the NFL.
And it's not like I'm the one saying this. I'm just spreading the rumor, right?
Would let Amazon just like take over the like be the only provider of the Super Bowl. They'd lose way too much viewership of the Super Bowl. Like 100 million people watch the Super Bowl. 100 million people don't have Amazon. So like there would be a big disconnect.
So 100 million people don't have Amazon, right? And he's a media specialist. He went to school to study like media, I guess. 148 million Amazon Prime members in the US alone, and 74% have Amazon Prime subscriptions. So, yeah, that's over 100 million just in the US that already would have access to the Super Bowl if it was exclusive. So it's not a far off thing I'm saying. It's not like I'm saying like the world's going to end tomorrow.
There and the NFL would lose money. So I understand enough about the way that media works that the NFL would not have any real interest in doing that. that would be devastating on their part if they did.
I don't know if it'd be that devastating. I mean, Amazon's like the richest freaking company in the world, right? They could help out the NFL. I heard the NFL is like losing money lately. Anyways, I don't know. To say it's impossible, I don't know. I think you'd have to be the fool. But hey, he's a media expert. He went to college. He's smart, right? This is part 1.
I'm right and you're wrong. Okay? I'm right and you're wrong if you don't recognize that. Now, is there a difference between playing a video game?
Okay, so part 2. Part 2 is...
So...
Here he's saying that Fleury is most likely going to be traded to Edmonton. Take note of the date, February 23rd. Now, I'm from Edmonton. I live in Edmonton. So, I'm well in the know of, like, all the news, all the info. Like, I'm not all into it. I'm into all of hockey, not just Edmonton, but I knew from experts, I already knew by this date that Fleury was not going to be traded to Edmonton because of our salary cap issues. He just didn't want to come here, blah, blah, blah. There's a few different reasons why I already knew by this day that Fleury was not coming to Edmonton. It wasn't in the cards at all. But
if the Oilers even make the playoffs, I mean, they're still not a guarantee to even make the playoffs. They're in a big playoff race right now. So I think they need to add somebody in goal that can be a number 1 goalie, because I don't think they really have a number 1 goalie right now. Hey, Alan, what's going on? You are absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Sorry, I maybe should have clicked this a little
lot
better.
better with St. Louis as the coach.
Okay, so here I say the rumors I hear is we got no shot for Fleury.
And welcome back. Thank you for being here. Boston Bruins hockey, what's going on? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see you in the chat. Thank you for being here.
And so he reads that, and like, so instead of just saying like, yeah, well, I don't know, like maybe I don't know, right? He doubles down and says like, well, where else is he gonna? You'll see.
Yes, Ikeka. I do think that the Kings are going to make the playoffs. Absolutely. I do think that the Kings are going to make the playoffs.
It's kind of just funny to me.
Max Twins, what's going on? Welcome in. That's exactly what we were just talking about.
So he ignores my comment.
The Oilers trying to trade for Marc-Andre Fleury. I mean, Marc-Andre Fleury has already said no to a trade to the Capitals multiple times, so he doesn't want to go.
So everything he's saying here is basically wrong.
So there's one team out. There aren't that many playoff teams that are going to be looking for goaltending. So if Fleury wants to get out of Chicago and actually have a chance at another Stanley Cup before his career ends, he's going to have to get traded at the deadline here. And there aren't that many options for him to go to. So Edmonton seems like the number 1 option. And that's, I mean, literally, if you look on Twitter, if you look at Fleury getting traded, Edmonton is like the #1 team talked about. Because there really aren't that many other options. He's not going to Washington.
I wonder where
Kelly
he went.
McCrimmon came out and said
I know
that
this is
Vegas
just
is not
hindsight.
going to try and bring him back, so he's not going to Vegas.
But
I mean, what other playoff teams are going to be looking to add a #1 goalie?
my my comment, the rumors I hear is he's got no shot for Edmonton. I don't know. And then what happened?
There's that many options out there for him. So if he wants to get out of Chicago, he's going to have to accept
Maybe go to
trade
Minnesota
somewhere and have a chance in the playoffs.
Maybe Minnesota. I am right.
I don't see Pittsburgh bringing him back because Jari's been so good this year. I mean, Tristan Jari's been lights out for the Penguins this year. So I really don't see. I don't think it's likely that they bring him back. Maybe. I mean, maybe they want him for a playoff run. And Pittsburgh could definitely upgrade their second goaltender because Casey DeSmith.
So that's part 2.
Selling his verbiage. You would have thought he had his own intelligence agency feeding him information with how confident he sounded.
I think maybe I'll tell my editors to do this, but I think I'll just change I'll change this every day to Ukraine has still not been invaded by Russia every day. Change it to Russia still has yet to invade Ukraine. And it's like day 11 at this point.
All right, you guys. So here's part 3. This is actually my final. This is what actually made me unsub from Off the Wall. But part 4 is funnier, so like I'm leaving that for the end. But this is actually like what the day I actually unsubbed and was like, I'm done with this guy. But so here he has a guest on the show. But on this side, like if you're watching on a PlayStation or an Xbox, the chat scrolls up through here. So like I can't simulate it unless I ran it through my PlayStation, which I'm not going to take the time to do. But all this chat is scrolling up through here. You can't see this guy at all. So like so I just simply say Perlo should be on the other side. If watching on a console, he is covered by the chat. Just a friendly, like, whatever, right? You could say, like, oh, yeah, well, too late now. Pain in the butt. Pain in the ass. Like, whatever. We'll have to deal with it. But what does he do?
Should be on the other side if watching on a console is covered by the chat. Really?
Well, there's probably, like, one person watching on a console, so...
One person watching on a console. I don't know about that. Like, my kids all watch YouTube. Like, when they watch YouTube, it's on a console. I know my ex-wife watches YouTube with her PlayStation. Like, a lot of people watch YouTube right from their game console. And I think also with smart TVs, too, it's the same thing. The chat's going to scroll up through here if you turn the chat on.
I would say so, yeah. You didn't think that's true. I don't think there's too many console watchers out there. You don't really need to see my face, really. Yeah, I can promise you.
Not many.
But yeah, so, and I'm going to show you guys, like, so this is the correct way to do it. This guy's smart. He has the chat here where the chat would be. So you can actually just turn your chat off if you're watching on a console or a smart TV. Like, this is the way to do it.
An OGR tomorrow, and then I gotta make an update video.
So check it out. Same guest.
People, we'll talk about.
But he's got him on the right side. He's got him on the correct side, and he has he actually has the chat on the correct side. Like that. This is the correct way. This is the wrong way. So I don't know. I guess whatever. I'm the only person in the world that watches YouTube on a console. So yeah, there's that. There's part 3. Okay, so part 4 and the final part to why I unsubbed from Off the Wall Hockey. So here is he's covering the outdoor game between Nashville and Tampa Bay. So they have this guy basically performing a concert before the game. Dustin Lynch, and look, even this article says gets roasted. Like, cause it was, I don't know. Does this remind you of hockey? Is this hockey to anybody? Dustin Lynch. Does this look like a hockey game? Does this look like this? This looks like the start of a. This looks like he's doing the walkout to a WWF, and he's like the country honky tonk grand slammer. That's what that looks like to me. It doesn't look like hockey. And you can say I'm wrong. I just don't think. Has there ever been hockey in a country music song? I don't. Not that I know of. And you could say, like, whatever, bad take. I have a bad take on that. It's fine. Could disagree with me. So I say in the chat here, since when is hockey honky tonk country? Boo. And then, so what does he go and say?
I take it you don't know very much about Nashville, Joe, if that...
Saying I don't know very much about Nashville. I didn't say anything about Nashville. And, like, I'm from Canada. I'm in Canada. And I've traveled through pretty much almost every state. So I would actually say, I would counter-argue that with, I bet you I know more about the states than you know about Canada. But I'm not going to start that argument, whatever. I guarantee I know more about the states than he knows about Canada. So to just go and, I'm going to replay that, actually. To say I don't know anything about Nashville, I don't know. Like, he's taking offense to it, right?
I take it you don't know very much about Nashville, Joe, if that's what you're saying. Because, first of all, I love country, and also, they're literally in Nashville, which is, like, the epicenter of country.
Yeah, but for the TV watchers, like, this sucks. This game was horrible for the TV watchers. They dragged it out. The game took, like, 5 hours. 5 hours for a hockey game. It was disgustingly horrible to try and watch on TV.
Yeah, well, Pittsburgh made up for their loss against New Jersey today. They made up for their loss against New Jersey today with a big win.
So they're just trying to insult me by saying, like, I don't know anything about Nashville. Like, I think that's a worse take than saying country doesn't belong in hockey.
Over the Rangers this afternoon. That was a fun game to watch, too. Avi, what is going on? Welcome. Oh, yeah, Nashville knows how to throw a party, Avi. There's no doubt about that. I will definitely be going to Nashville, traveling there. And, well, I cannot wait to have a chance to spend a few nights in that city, because they party it up.
Okay, so he's really liking Nashville, right? So I just want to show you guys one more thing.
Fit in. I have no preference on who wins, BL.
So he says he has no preference on who wins, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure he likes Nashville.
Just hoping for good hockey. If my team's not playing, I really don't have a preference on winners. I just hope for a good game.
I don't know about that. I think he likes Nashville. In fact, in the chat, I also said if Tampa Bay wins, country loses, which I thought was kind of funny. And then right after he said this, I also said in the chat, like, I think deep down you actually want Nashville to win. Okay, so that's everything. Those are the 4 reasons why I unsubbed from Off the Wall Hockey. He kind of gives me Hassan Piker vibes. He does the whole, like, I'm the smartest. He disses his chat sometimes. And that's all. I don't hate the guy, but I'm not going to subscribe to that. But yeah, thanks for watching my video. Yeah, have a great day, everybody.
is that you are overstating how bad she is and using things that aren't 100% true to justify it, just like the stuff you said about Biden. Everything I said about Biden is true, you fucking idiots!
Well, Joe, I was a communication major in college, so like I kind of learned about like how TV and all of that works, like how you know, just like media in general works. And there is no way that the NFL would let Amazon just like take over the like only be the only provider of the Super Bowl. They'd lose way too much viewership of the Super Bowl. Like 100 million people watch the Super Bowl. 100 million people don't have Amazon. So like there would be a big disconnect there, and the NFL would lose money. So
By the chat, really?
there's probably like one person watching on
I would say so, yeah. You didn't think that's true. I didn't think this.
another Stanley Cup before his career ends. He's gonna have to get traded at the deadline here, and there aren't that many options for him to go to. So Edmonton seems like the number one option, and that's, I mean, literally, if you look on Twitter, if you look at Fleury getting traded, Edmonton is like the number one team talking about, because there really aren't that many other options. He's not. I take it you don't know very much about Nashville, Joe, if that's what you're saying. Fit in. I have no preference on who wins, BL. Just hoping for good hockey. If my team's not playing, I really don't have a preference on winners. I just hope for a good game. Moved up. Absolutely, like, you have no knowledge of hockey whatsoever if you think that. Obviously, you don't know some of the Quins is miles long. So this brain-dead fool that obviously knows zero about hockey thinks that he's like a smart ass in the chat. It's like the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life.